Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my December empties, and we're back in our normal filming location. My mother went back to work today, but my brother is still off, so I'm picking now to film. If you hear any rain or wind, I mean it's really rainy and very windy down here right now. So I didn't have the best choosing of a time to film either because my nose is very stuffy today and my throat's kind of sore, so I apologize in advance. So today is going to be I have some candles, I have plenty of wax melts, hand soap, and then just one shower gel this month. Not anything too crazy. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the little random thing, I guess. I finished my lighter this month. I finished one lighter this month, and then now I'm going to move into candles I've finished. This one I didn't burn at all. I just threw it right in the crock, and it, to be honest, didn't do very well. And the reason it has so much wax in it is because you put it in the crock, it doesn't get rid of the wax like when you burn it. And the scent is Cherry Pie, the 20-ounce candle. It's supposed to be a single wick. Now, I've never ever seen this happen before with a candle that I put in the candle crock, but there's just a big old tunnel in it, and I haven't burned it or anything. You can see the wick there. It's not lit or anything. So I don't know why it decided to do that. So it was actually pretty light too in the crock. It was throwing maybe a 2 in my bedroom, and that's being pretty generous, like a 2 out of 10. And again, that's being generous. So this form I would not repurchase, but the 14 ounce, the burn is pretty adequate. So I'm gonna chop up those, and for next year I have like two or three to chop up, and I have an 11.5 ounce one I'm gonna try and burn. So the next candle I have for you is from Colonial Candle. This one I burnt until about just below the halfway mark, at about like maybe right here, until the wicks just got so puny that I couldn't light it anymore. I've had to cotton ball it a few times closer to the top, but I mean up until this point it was doing perfectly fine. I mean the throw was adequate. It was maybe a 5.5, 6 out of 10 in my bedroom, and probably closer to 3.5, 4 out in the big open concept living room. This is a beautiful scent. I have one more of it left, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to try and burn it again, and just not trim the wicks at all, and see if that might help. But it got puny wicks at this point, and at that point, I just didn't want to deal with it. So I let it completely solidify, and I threw it in my crock. And in my crock, this did fantastic. It threw like an 8 out of 10, and it lasted a good 4 days with a little bit less than half the candle left. I mean, it did pretty great in the crock, so I like the scent. I would recommend it if you can get your hands on it. I don't believe it's on the website anymore, but I love the label. I think that's all I have to say about the candle. It's pretty good overall, despite the burn performance. This one is a Chesapeake Bay candle. This is one I got for my birthday, actually. And I'll show you the little box it came in. Cotton Blossom from Chesapeake Bay with notes of cotton blossom, soft musk, and white jasmine. Now, here's the jar it came with. As you can see, I put this in my crock too and poured out all the wax already. This one struggled to pull out. It was a 1 wick, and it started to have pull out issues like about right here. Like it would get about this close to the glass where my finger is, and then it just would not pull out at all. And it was still throwing fairly decently. I just wanted it to throw to the best of its ability. It threw about maybe a 6 out of 10 in my bedroom, and a little bit better in my bathroom, closer to like an 8.5, 9 maybe, probably closer to 8.5. But it just would not pull out for the life of me. It wasn't in a draft. I mean, I have 2 fans in my bedroom, a ceiling fan and a box fan. I even turned the ceiling fan off. I even put it even further away from the draft, and it just, nothing would work with this candle. So I just put it in my crock, and this one did fantastic. This lasted me, not joking, not exaggerating, this lasted me a good week and 2 days, like a good 9 days in my crock. And this is like turning it off and everything too, because I don't leave it on, but I left this thing on for 12 to 14 hours at a time, so it lasted a pretty decent chunk of time. So, I mean, I like this jar. I'm going to keep the jar. I like it a lot. So, that's that. So, just going to put it back in there. And my last candle for December was this beautiful, beautiful candle. The burn and throw is fantastic. And it's mulled cider from Mainstays, the 11.5 ounce version. I was not kidding. It burnt down to the bare bottom of the candle. It did have quite a bit of sooting. Nothing too crazy, but definitely noticeable. Left quite a bit of residue, but I don't mind. I burnt this candle. I had to cotton ball it maybe once during the second burn, but the one I'm burning now, I'm not having a cotton ball whatsoever. But this is one that I burnt the whole life of the candle. Was in a Yankee Candle jar holder. And the reason I did that is because I wanted it to have as good of a pool as possible, and it helped cut down the time significantly. Now, I've heard you shouldn't do this because, you know, with a through-it candle or even a two-it candle, because it can get too hot and crack. So again, I don't recommend doing it, but I'm just saying that's what I did for mine. So I don't recommend you do it. I'm telling you not to do it, but that's what I did. And I mean, the jar, I mean, it did just fine. I could even probably get another burn out of it, honestly, but it wouldn't completely pool. So I just wanted to show you what it was like when it decided to put itself out. I'm probably going to go ahead and just put this in the crock the next time I have a chance and get like the last little bit of fragrance in it. I'll probably do that the next time I burn this, just to help layer the fragrance. This was a good like 6.5, 7 for the majority of the candle. And then when you got about right here, like close to the very, very bottom, it went down from about a 7, like 6.5, 7, to closer to maybe a 5, 5.5. But that being said, I could still smell it, and it did fairly decent. I mean, for a $3.33 candle, and right now, at least my store has these on sale for $3. I mean, I bought like 4 more. So I have a good little back stock. I've already started burning another one, and I'm probably gonna save the other 3. Sorry about the rain; it's really pouring now. And I'm probably gonna save it for fall, winter next year. I'm still gonna burn through maybe the one I already have started, but I definitely want to save those other 3 for the fall, winter month, and I will definitely 1000% repurchase this. This was fantastic. Now moving on to the only shower gel / body care I used. I debated putting it in here, and I honestly probably should have, but I have like another maybe one use of my bourbon body cream, and like I am just hanging on to like the last nail of my bourbon cologne. Like it's done. Honestly, I should just put them in there. So those will be in next month's empties for sure. But really they're empty now. I was using that in combination with this shower gel this month because I didn't want to use another one of my bourbon ones, the Vanilla Bean Noel 2-in-1 Bubble Bath and Body Wash from last year. I got this for like $2.30 before tax. I don't know how I got it that cheap. It was like the $3.95 sale, and I had like a 10 off of 30 coupon, and I don't know what else I used because I was trying to do the math, and I don't think it should have been that cheap, but it was. I have the old receipt somewhere. At least I think I still have that receipt. That was right around the time I started saving my receipts, but it's a very nice scent. To me, the shower gel at least is very like, if you ever had Carmelos, I can't eat Carmelos anymore because of the marshmallow in it, and those are marshmallows where they have gelatin in them. But it gives me that type of vibe. It's like a caramel coated marshmallow without the chocolate. Very nice. I like this scent a lot. The candle reads more of like that gourmand, sweet, sugar cookie mixed with marshmallow and caramel. This one was more like a nice marshmallow fluff with a little bit of caramel in it. Still very nice. The bottle got beat up. I used every last drop of this thing, and I paired it with my bourbon body cream and cologne. I feel like that kind of helped tone down the, not harshness, but the intensity of the bourbon scent itself. And I love it, don't get me wrong, but I'm very aware of when I wear a fragrance like that other people are going to be able to smell it too. So I like this one. I feel like it paired very well, and that's that. So now for hand soaps. Okay. So I'll go ahead and do the ones that we went through this month in the kitchen. The first one in the kitchen we went through was Winter Citrus Wreath and the Gentle Exfoliating Hand Soap with Tea Tree Oil. Let's see if it has the notes on here. The notes are Balsam Wreath, fresh citrus, and Forest Breeze. Now, let me see if I can get to focus for y'all. This is just a repackage of, my apologies. This is a repackage of Winter from Bath & Body Works. If you ever smelled the candle or even the hand soap in Winter, this is the exact same thing. It's just, I think the bottle and the packaging overall just looked a lot nicer than the Winter scent. So this is the first half of the month we used this in our kitchen. And then the second one, which this is one of my absolute favorite hand soaps, Candy Cane Bliss Gentle Foaming Hand Soap. The notes are winter peppermint, vanilla, and whipped cream. This scent was so weird to me, and this isn't going to make sense to a lot of people. To me, this smelled like if you took the tea and cakes fragrance oil, and this smelled different throughout the whole bottle, but for the most part, it smelled like if you took the tea and cakes fragrance oils that a lot of vendors do in vendor wax and mixed it with a nice, sweet, creamy peppermint, like the picture, like a whipped meringue with plenty of peppermint in it. That's what this smelled like to me. This was very, very nice. It definitely had a bakery note to it, but it wasn't like a bakery, like a sugar cookie or a cupcake. It was very hard for me to pin it down. But the thing is, it's not exactly tea and cakes, but that's the closest thing I can compare it to, the tea and cakes fragrance oil that vendors use. I love this hand soap, and if I can find more, I will definitely pick more up. So that's what we use the second half of December in the kitchen. And then this is the hand soap my mother used in her bathroom. She just gives me the hand soaps to put in the empties. And it's the Winter Citrus Wreath. She had this one going in her bathroom throughout the whole month. She typically gets through one hand soap a month in her bathroom. I get through 2 per month in my bathroom, and my family as a whole get through 2 a month in the kitchen. The one we have right now is one we actually got 75% off at our outlet store. It's like sandalwood and citrus, I believe, that we're using in the kitchen right now, and I actually like that one quite a lot. It's a very nice fragrance. So the first hand soap of the month I use in my bathroom. And repurchase. This one's okay. I like the winter scent, but I don't love it, and we still have quite a few left, so I wouldn't repurchase it again. But my mother likes this, and this is where we got those from. Was from her. And then the what I used in the beginning of the month for my bathroom was the Gentle Foaming Twisted Peppermint with shea extract, with notes of a fresh blend of cool peppermint, sugar snow, and aromatic balsam. There's no balsam. There's no real snow note. Like, there's not a oceany or watery note to this. It's really like that nice mentholated peppermint. And this smells so amazing in the bottle. But when you use it on your hands, I don't know if it's because of the age, perhaps. And it's not old. I got this last year. So I don't know what the deal was. But this hand soap there's just something about it where I just was not a fan of it, and I would not repurchase the hand soap. The lotion and the mist are pretty good, but the shower gel and the what's it called? The hand soap and the I like the candle the best, but I'm not a fan of the hand soap or the body wash really. So this one would not be repurchased. I do like the little hard peppermint candy on here. I like the packaging. I like the simplicity of it, but with all that being said, this would not be a repurchase for me. So let me move things around for just a second. Move that around. And then the last hand soap I have is the last one I used in my bathroom this month, and that is Toasted Vanilla Chai. This is my favorite hand soap for this time of year, and I'm not a seasonal burner or melter. Sasha is in her latest video where she was doing her top 10 vendors list. If you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend watching it. It's a great watch. I love her. I love her videos. She said, I'm a mood melter, and I thought that was such a perfect example. Like, I melt depending on what my mood is. If I want to smell something springy right now, I'm going to melt something spring-like or strawberry-like. If I want something fall-like, I'm going to do it now. If I want to smell something wintry, summery, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever time of year it is, I'm gonna burn or melt it or use it. But I am very seasonal with my hand soaps. I don't know why I'm not like that with home fragrance, but with hand soaps and body care, I do like to do it based on the season. Okay, with all that being said, this is my favorite hand soap for this time of year. And the notes on it, let's see if it's back here. Yes, it is. Whipped vanilla, spun sugar, and winter spice. This is my second favorite candle of all time and my favorite hand soap for winter. If I had to base it, I can't do my favorite hand soap of all time because there's the Spring Garden from Bath and Body Works, which is my favorite spring hand soap. This is my favorite winter one. I just love this scent. I hope they never stop putting it out because I just love it so much. So this would absolutely be a repurchase. Not necessarily in this formula. I'm not a big fan of the gentle exfoliate. I like the deep cleansing. I love the creamy luxe. I love the nourishing. My favorite one is the one with olive oil, which is the one Spring Garden came out in. But yeah, I'm honestly just not the biggest fan of the gentle exfoliating packaging. So I'm gonna move stuff over now so I can do wax melts for this month, and there's quite a bit as per usual. When do I not have a whole bunch of wax melts? There's the lighter. So I'm not doing these in any particular order. I don't have them broken down to like clamshells and bags and scent shots or anything like I sometimes do. It's just gonna be a grab, show, done kind of deal. And just making sure I don't have any more like body care or anything to show. And if I do, I'll show. Actually, I'm glad I looked because I do have one last little thing. This is a little lotion sample I got from the Wax Workshop in Cool and Creamy Peppermint Vanilla. It was in this little container thing here. It screws open or unopen. And it was just a nice lotion. The scent was not great in my opinion. It smelled pretty sour. I don't know if it's the goat's milk perhaps, or if it was just the oil is not going well with the body care. But I just wasn't a big fan of it overall. But I would be happy to try it in another scent. So the only candle I was able to go through that I chopped up this month was this one right here, Berry Waffle Cone from Bath and Body Works. This is from the original candle in the purple ribbed glass jar. It was 13 or 13 and a half ounces, I can't remember, of a candle, and I finished it all this month. Great scent, highly recommend it. I'm among the train of thought that there are very, very minimal differences between the waffle cone and the berry waffle cone scents. Honestly, I don't think it's a big enough difference to cause, you know, a riot at Bath and Body Works. But to me, smelling them side by side, I do think there is a definite difference between them. And it could just be, I don't think it's age either though, because Berry Waffle Cone was just out last year. But I do think there is a big enough difference. Maybe it's just because one had a lid and one doesn't, but I have a lid on my Berry Waffle Cone. So again, I just don't know what it is, but I do think there is a tad bit of a difference. This threw great, did great. I have one more in its original packaging. I have a few in the newer packaging as well. So there's that. Now I'm not going to get into like strength and throw up all of these because I have quite a bit. I'll just say if it was good or not and then keep it moving, or otherwise this is going to be like an hour and a half long video, and I'm trying not to do huge videos like that if I don't need to anymore. So stopping the rambling now. Here's a Festive Twinkling Lights Holiday Edition wax melt. This is one I got last year for 10 cents. Nice. It almost gave me like a fern needle, not particularly Christmas tree, but like a fern needle mixed with a nice wintry peppermint. It's great. Highly recommend it if you can find it in your stores anymore. Through pretty good. Loved it. That's all I have to say about that. Ice Winter Cranberry. A billion times better than Frosted Cranberry from Bath and Body Works, where that one's just very sugary sweet. This has a definite tartness to it. Another one I got for 10 cents, and it's back this year as well as the Festive Twinkling Lights. I highly recommend this one. They're great. Completely empty. Love the picture on that. Let's get into... Okay, well, some of these I'm going to save because I have quite a few of them in the simmer snaps. So I'll go ahead and show this one, Black Cherry Merlot Wax Melt. I got this 75% off. It ended up being like $1.12 after tax and coupon. Um, this one didn't throw the best, believe it or not. I could still smell it, but not the best. I had to put all four. My apologies, all four pieces in, and this isn't even a full ounce of wax. It's 0.97 ounces, so it's really never worth getting these, even really at 75% off either. So there's that. I have a cactus blossom from Bath and Body Works. Again, it was pretty much the same story as Black Cherry Merlot, where it wasn't very strong, but I can still kind of smell it with all four pieces in there. I love this scent as well as Black Cherry Merlot. Would repurchase in a candle to chop up, maybe, potentially to burn, not likely, but still, you get the point. But I just would not repurchase this again for the wax melt, even if it was 75% off. And then lastly, we have Cinnamon Caramel Swirl, which again I got 75% off a few SASs ago. And Cinnamon Caramel Swirl, as you can see, it's kind of started to discolor quite a bit. I put half it in each time per warmer, and this threw quite well. And I think it might just be because of the nature of the scent itself. It threw very nice. This one I would repurchase again, and perhaps a candle form to chop up. Maybe for Candle Day next year. So now let's. So I'm just trying to break up these simmer snaps because I have multiples of each one. I don't want to show one and then move on to a new scent and then, hey, here's like a fifth one of this or whatever, you know. So I'm putting them, stacking them up together off to the side. Next one I have is Cranberry Oatmeal Cookie from Sensationals. This one did not throw the best, but I do love this scent. And I'm sad to see that they've never brought this one back as far as I can tell. It's a great oatmeal cookie scent. I do get like a cranberry raisin mixture type feel to it. It's very nice. It didn't throw the best, but it threw enough for me to be able to smell it a decent bit in my bedroom. It threw maybe a 6 overall, so I would repurchase this if they ever brought it back out because I just adore this scent. This is what I'm talking about. Here's another Cinnamon Caramel Swirl from Bath and Body Works. Did the same thing as the last one. Great, would repurchase in a candle perhaps for Candle Day next year. Okay, so I think I have all the simmer snaps now. So I have 3, and I use my last 3 of these. I'm so sad. And I just love this scent so much, and it sold out. This like went on like super clearance for like maybe 25 cents, 35 cents, something like that. Maybe it was just 50 cents a clam plus the 30% off coupon. It made it like 35 cents a clam or something like that. Such a good deal. New Orleans French Quarter. Love the label. This is the simmer snaps. I put this in an empty Bath and Body Works candle jar into my candle crock, and I put in 1.5 of these at a time, so I have 3. So I did it twice through the month, and oh my goodness, you guys, I love this scent so much. If they ever bring it back, I will buy it in like boatloads, like in the candle form, in simmer snap form, if they go on super clearance like that again. Great scent. I just wish I would have had time to stock up like I wanted to with that one, because that one I would have bought like, gosh, 50 of, and I even think that would have been on the lower side because they were just so cheap, and it would have been so worth it to buy like 50 of them because I just love the scent so much, but sadly I did not get the chance to. And then this one I have 4 of. This one I did stock up on. This one I believe I have like 32 of, and I could honestly see myself getting even more. Perhaps next time I purchase from Colonial Candle, and that's the Simmer Snaps and Snow Day. Oh, this one's very outdoorsy, clean, musky scent. And I know clean and musky, you'd think, wow, does that really go together? Yes, it does, and it's possible for them to blend together. Very green. I highly recommend this scent if you can ever get your hands on it. One of my absolute favorites from Colonial Candle. Now this is another favorite of mine, and this is another one of the ones that was on super clearance. This is like a fruit, like a melon mint blend, and melon mint, does that blend together? Yes, it does. Oh, so good. I don't like putting these in my warmers though because I have to cotton ball them out because of how soft and gooey the wax is. I've heard that they've changed the formula, but I haven't tried any of the new ones to confirm. I also put tape over this little hole so the scent doesn't escape from them. I have quite a few more of this. I love the scent. Recommend it. I would absolutely purchase another boatload of it because I just love it so much. So I finished 4 of these this month. I did the same thing I did with the Colonial Candle, Simmer Snaps, and New Orleans French Quarter. I put, instead of 1.5, I put 2 in at a time. And this one threw for days. This one threw for maybe 2.5 days each time I did it. This one lasted for a good 3.5, 4 days per set of 2. In the candle crock. I mean, it just did so well. I'm glad I have a good little back stock of it because I do love that scent a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot in way of like clamshells this, or not clamshells, gosh, and scent shots this month. And I tend to get through quite a few scent shots. I really focused a lot this month on like my clamshells, simmer snaps, and candles really. This isn't like a huge empties like usual, but I'm still very happy with what I got through. To me, this is still like a lot of wax, and a lot of home fragrance in general. I mean, this is still a lot, don't get me wrong, but I thought I definitely would have gone through a lot more bags than I did, but regardless, especially scent shots, I definitely thought I would have gone through a lot more, but I have plenty of spring wax and spring summer wax, so whenever I'm ready to do an official like transition, even though I'm not a seasonal burner or melter, I tend to be in the mood for what season it is anyway. So, but if I want a summer or winter scent, I'm still gonna burn or melt it. Okay, I spent enough time on that. So the first one I have is from Waxmosphere. This is one I got in a D-stash, I believe, or a random act of kindness. Waxmosphere.com, extremely scented Paris white wax melts, and then scent Night in Tunisia, I don't know how to pronounce it, my apologies. The notes on this are lemons, blueberries, watermelon, and blackberries. This smells like watermelon. Okay, this smells like watermelon, juicy fruit, like bubblegum, mixed with like a blueberry fizzy pop. You don't pick up too much on the blackberry, to me at least. This was poured around this time last year, so I made sure to finish this. This threw fantastic. I cut it into thirds. Each third did fantastic. I haven't tried this vendor myself. I have never placed an official order with this vendor, but given this scent, I would repurchase this scent given the strength, throw, and the longevity of the wax itself. I mean, almost a year old and it's still doing this great. This definitely makes me want to purchase from them again, or actually make a purchase from them. So, Waxmosphere, Night in Tunisia. I'm just gonna say that because I feel like that sounds right. So there's that. My next scent shot is from Cottage Bay Scents, one of my absolute favorite vendors, an 800 thread count. I honestly don't think I ever would have purchased this if it hadn't been. I've already mentioned her once already, but Sasha Isms. She's like I'm appointing her the self-imposed laundry freshie blend queen of the wax and candle community. I mean, she doesn't do candles all that much, but she does do a lot of wax melts. And Cottage Bay Scents was in her top 10 vendors of 2018 as well, and they're definitely a part of mine as well. Probably even in the top 5 if I had to really break it down. I love her wax. The throw has been fairly fantastic on the majority of the stuff I've melted. My apologies. Still very stuffy. This is a great, slightly perfumey laundry blend. Like a nice... You definitely get like a nice dryer sheet fragrance mixed with like... It smells like you sprayed a nice sandalwood based perfume. There's more to it than just sandalwood, but that's the main note I'm picking up from the perfuminess. It's a nice powdery sandalwood, not powdery and sand. It's powdery mixed with sandalwood perfume, mixed with that nice dryer sheet fragrance. This is fantastic. I would repurchase this again in a big quantity in a heartbeat. This is great. Cut it up into fourths, and each fourth did fantastic in my bathroom. Great scent. Highly recommend it. Will absolutely repurchase from the vendor and in this scent again. I really loved Cottage Bay Scents this year. Ooh. Is it going to focus? Nothing? Okay, that's just going to be weird. This one was a really good one. L3 Waxy Wonders. Another vendor in like my top 10 vendors. Again, definitely in my top 10 vendors. And Peppermint Mocha from L3 Waxy Wonders. This was great. I think these were like $1.15 a piece, the little 1-ounce scent shots. I put the whole thing in my bedroom warmer. I was going to save this to melt when we were putting the Christmas tree up, but it completely slipped my mind. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to melt it in my bedroom and treat myself then. It's a great scent, fantastic throw. This is definitely like a nice... What type of chocolate is this? This is a nice semi-sweet chocolate. It's not quite milk chocolate, and it's definitely not a dark chocolate. My apologies. And this also isn't like a powdery chocolate. This is definitely like a baking chocolate mixed with that nice creamy peppermint. It's not astringent or mentholated like you would get in like a twisted peppermint. This is almost more like a crushed candy canes feel to it, mixed with a nice semi-sweet, leaning a bit closer to the milk chocolate side. I like this scent a lot. They're great. Highly recommend it. From L3 Waxy Wonders. Now on to bags of wax for this month. And then after the bags, I'm going to be done. There's not a whole lot this month, but feeling pretty good about it. This is Lindy's Bake Shop from... Come on, focus. Well, it's from For Your Nose is the company, if I can get it to focus. Well, there we go. This is a blend of like a whole bunch of different bakery scents in a bunch. This is a free gift from the order. I won this as a prize from one of the wax groups I'm a part of, and it was like I don't even remember the game it was. It was a little while ago, but I won a few different things from the For Your Nose company. And this is one of the samples that was thrown in there. It was a big bunch too, and there's a bunch of different bakery scents. Like there's a zucchini bread, a sugar cookie, and a few other bakery notes in this. It was great. I liked it a lot. I highly recommend it. I cut it up into fourths, I believe, and they did very nice in my warmer. So I like this scent a lot. Highly recommend it. I've had a lot of scents from this vendor is hit or miss, but this one was very nice and threw very well. This one is Velvet from the Hayden Row sampler I ordered. It was like $3 in free shipping, so I wasn't about to pass on that. And for a vendor that I wanted to try, and I just hear so many people say so many good things about this. To me, this scent smell, I can't say for sure if it was exactly the same, but this very much so reminded me of Chocolate Orchid. Like the perfume. It was very similar to that. It's a nice scent, don't get me wrong, but this isn't like anything too special, unique, or crazy. This definitely wasn't my favorite in the box. It was the Black Sea Barber or Blackbeard scent. I don't remember which one it was, but I think it was Black Sea Barber. That one's a fantastic. I cannot wait to melt that one. So it threw great. I just didn't like the scent too much. It was kind of like if you took it's kind of like a twist on a Chocolate Orchid, but it was definitely very similar. Or if it's a blend of Chocolate Orchid and something else, the Chocolate Orchid really came out. This is from Yum Yum Wax, which is a vendor that I haven't personally ordered from. So I think I got this in a random act of kindness, and it was caramel marshmallow. This actually did pretty good, believe it or not. It was mostly the marshmallow came out, over the caramel, which is not very common. But the marshmallow came out pretty heavy. It was a nice scent. The throw was not the greatest, though. It was probably closer to a 4.5 in a bedroom. The scent was great, and it lasted a decent amount of time, like 6.5, 7 hours, but this scent would not be a repurchase itself. But I do like the vendor, and there are definitely a few scents that I would repurchase from her. This is one from the Country Scent Shack in Cranberry Cornbread, which is one I got from Jasmine. I believe this is all paraffin wax, but I melted this in my bathroom, believe it or not. I just needed something to put in there one day, and I didn't know what else to put in there. This was very heavy on a cinnamon note, which I did not pick up on cold. And it was definitely like a bakery cinnamon, but very much so. Like a bakery cinnamon mixed with cranberry. There was not much bakery in this when melted. So for that reason, this wouldn't be repurchased. But on cold, it was pretty good. It's not like the best scent ever that I've smelled, but it was good enough that, I mean, if it smelled the way it did on cold, I would repurchase it. But I just, for whatever reason, that's all I smelled on cold was cinnamon. Or not on cold, but on melting was just like straight cinnamon. Another one I got from Jasmine is Rum Raisin from Up North Creations. Fantastic scent. Through great, would repurchase. Let's see, this one was from Dragon the Wolf Crafts in Blackberry Pumpkin Waffle Cone. Through great, did great. Would recommend. That one I melted in my bedroom. Did fantastic. Apple Puff Pumpkin Pie. This one was great. Very, very nice pumpkin pie scent. It definitely had a pumpkin pie note where you could actually smell the pie crust. But it was also very, very creamy with like a hint of like a spiced apple. This did great. It's from Rose Curls, I believe. Never tried the company before aside from this, but this was amazing, and I would absolutely repurchase this in a bigger quantity. Another one from Jasmine is Super Tarts Coven. This one, and there's another one from Super Tarts, and good night, where is it? In Hotel Cortez. And this one, I believe, is the one that was like cola cake. Or one of these is like cola cake and something else, and then the other one is something entirely different, but I can't remember smelling the bags themselves now. I can't smell anything in the bag, so I really have no idea. But what I do remember is I do like both of these scents, and I would definitely repurchase these both from Super Tarts. Another one from the Country Scent Shack is Cinnamon Buns. This one did really great, actually. Through very well. Scent was strong. Didn't have a cream cheese note or anything. It was nice powdered sugar vanilla glaze over mostly cinnamon, but there was a light, when I say light, I mean very, very light bakery undertone to this. Very nice. I would repurchase that. This is another one from Dragon Wolf Crafts and Snow Fairy type. I loved it on cold, but melted, it smelled very chemically, and I don't know why, but that kind of turned me off of that scent. Now, would I try it again from another vendor, maybe? I haven't even been to a Lush store, so I don't know how close or authentic it is, but it smelled like very nice, like cotton candy, bubblegum, like mostly like a bubblegum scent. It's very nice. And I would like to try it maybe in like a body care scent, maybe, but I just was not a fan of it in the wax form from Dragon Wolf Crafts. Now, here is one of Sasha's favorite vendors. This one was given to me in a random act of kindness. I think this is another one that made her top 10 list. Swanky, from Swanky Kyoko. This is Sweet Pine and Bayberry. I melted this out in my living room. This was a very decent throw considering I melted it in a bulb warmer. It was nice, but on cold you definitely got more of the berry citrus notes, but when melted it was mostly just straight pine with a light background of berry, so for that reason that wouldn't be a repurchase. But overall it was a nice scent. We're almost done. We don't have a whole lot left. Super Tarts Holiday Latte, and this is like gingerbread latte, I believe. You definitely smell the gingerbread cookie in this with a light background of coffee. Through fantastic. This one I would repurchase. I'm not a big coffee person. Like Paris Cafe from Bath & Body Works is disgusting. It smells like moldy, week-old coffee grounds, and I just can't get into that candle. White Caramel Cold Brew, on the other hand, is far superior, so much better. But Holiday Latte was a very nice scent from Super Tarts. Through great, would repurchase this. Butterbrickle from Up North Creations. This one, I don't know how I feel about this one. This was very, very light, so I don't really know if I even like Butterbrickle now in wax. Just because this was so light, I could barely smell it even putting my face to the warmer. So This one would not be a repurchase for that reason, but I would try it from another vendor. French vanilla from Up North Creations. This one always had like a fruity feel to it. And it did on melting too, so I don't know why, but it was a good scent. Super Tarts Cyrus Serious, I don't know. And the notes on this are blackberry, sandalwood, a hint of black pepper. This one was amazing. And not in terms of like throw necessarily, it's pretty mediocre. Oh my goodness, but I love this scent, and I would still repurchase this if I could. I would even get it in the body care because I feel like this would be a great body care scent, especially like the EDTs that she does. I would definitely buy this in like the body care format for sure, and I would probably buy it again in the maybe in a scent shot to try it again. That was great. And then the last thing I have this month, and then I'm done, is Super Tarts Luna. I don't know the notes on this. All I can say is this was very great. Very fantastic. And that's my empties for this month, so I'm going to back it out, give you a full scope picture. That's what I've been able to get through for the month of December. That's it. Let me know what you were able to get through this month. Were you sad about anything in particular you were able to get through? My thing that I was very sad to get rid of was the New Orleans French Quarter, just because I love it so much. But it was just time. I didn't want it to like lose scent and it be a waste. So I'm glad I got to enjoy the last little bit of it I had. Okay, that's it. So in terms of like hauling, I may or may not be going to Bath and Body Works tonight. I don't know for sure. I've seen some people say that their stores have been getting restocked. So I definitely want to go just peek in and see what they have, see if I can find any 75% off candles. I see people finding like honey cinnamon crumb cakes and lavender marshmallows and pineapple cream puffs and summertime sodas and harvest leaves and pumpkin collection stuff like the pumpkin coconut, campfire pumpkin, bourbon pumpkin, and they're just not picking any of it up. And I'm like, are you crazy? Like, I'd be dead broke. Like, I'd be in there buying everything. But my stores didn't have like any of like those types, except for like some bourbon pumpkins and harvest leaves, but which are or harvest blooms rather, which are still very nice, and I'm glad it picked up what I could pick up. So I'm gonna be going back tonight, see if I can find anything like that. So there might be a purchase of that. My online order does not look like it's gonna be coming early. It doesn't even look like it's gone from any of the location based on trying to look at the updates. So that should be here. January 4th is when they said it should be here, but who knows with Bath and Body Works. I've seen people not get packages for weeks and weeks later, so I'm hoping it comes here maybe a day early, like tomorrow, but if not, I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, I still got it a little bit earlier than it was supposed to, I guess, so okay, that's it. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've been able to get through this month, and I hope you got through quite a bit of your stash as well. I'm going to end my video off here now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.